What's up, everybody? It is I, Keep-Up-Mellow-Gamer, and we are back with the Callisto Protocol review. I want to say before we begin, thank you to every single one of you for watching the video, continuing to put a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing to the channel.
Max. Max. Hang on, buddy, I'm coming. Hey. Whoa. Chico. Chico. Why didn't you listen? Hey, come on. Come on.
The Callisto Protocol follows the story of Jacob Lee, a cargo pilot who crashes on Callisto after a routine delivery, only to be thrown into its maximum security prison with no explanation. Shortly after his arrival, a mysterious sickness called the biophage breaks out, mutating the guards and prisoners into hideous monsters. As one of the few non-infected people left, Jacob is determined to escape the prison. Callisto Protocol has a total of 8 chapters, all of which vary in length. Some of the game's chapters can take as little as half an hour, while the remaining chapters can take an hour or more. The chapters are from beginning to finish: Cargo, Outbreak, Aftermath, Habitat, Lost, Below, Colony, and Tower. Players should expect to spend around 8 to 12 hours completing the game. Fun fact, development of Callisto Protocol began with the formation of Striking Distance Studios back in June 2019. Originally developed as a game set in PUBG Battlegrounds universe, along with the company. It later evolved into the studio's own intellectual property with its own original story and lore. Callisto Protocol was created on Unreal Engine 4. This is one of the most visually impressive horror games on the market at the time of this video. The game also does a great job starting you in a visually clean environment that degrades the deeper you find yourself inside Black Iron Prison. I found myself, well, as you can see for yourself with my gameplay footage, being mesmerized by the visuals and atmosphere that the team at Striking Distance Studios has created. Lighting in this game truly brings the immersion to another level during gameplay. I did experience a few minor audio bugs during the first hour of gameplay. Bundled together with impressive visuals is the audio design. I played on 2 different headsets during my time with the game, a SteelSeries and Bose headphones, which maximize my experience and immersion. If you do not play with headphones, I highly recommend you do for this game during your playthrough. I went to bed many nights hearing the bones of the infected crawl around my head after each playthrough. I loved everything about the visuals and audio design of the Callisto Protocol. Gameplay has players exploring a series of levels, garnering resources while fighting off infected prisoners. Jacob can collect and review audio logs during gameplay. I highly recommend listening to every audio clip as soon as you pick up one during gameplay. Be warned that Callisto Protocol is not an open world type of game, so please do not expect to discover new areas of the game. You will find chests with health, ammo, and batteries. Callisto Protocol doesn't need to be an open world / hub world game in order to enjoy it. You must escape or die in this game, so it makes sense to me that the game did not need to be an open / hub world experience. No time to smell the roses unless you want to be smashed into oblivion during the unskippable fatality sequences. I would like to point out that as frustrating as this game may be for some, but not all, it is a visually gorgeous way to die in a game. Cheers to Striking Distance Studios for some creatively detailed fatalities.
Area secured.
I am excited to see what new animation Striking Distance Studios has in store for all of us when the DLC releases. The primary mechanic is dodging. Jacob can avoid enemy attacks by means of the player holding left or right on the analog stick. When an enemy swings an attack from the left side or right side, the game does not punish you for holding the incorrect analog stick path for an incoming attack from the left or right. Callisto Protocol can be a grueling learning curve for most players, yet it can also be a fun, linear combat experience once you realize how the game wants you to play it, rather than the player finding a way for themselves. Take a moment to practice the dodge, and it will make the experience much better. I understand the combat isn't god level when encountering more than 2 enemies at once. I found myself running around a arena-like level when more than 2 enemies appeared, essentially ruining any kind of dodging I became used to. You must use the level around you as a literal weapon. Upgrade your telekinesis glove as much as possible. Throw enemies into walls or blenders that are generators or giant fan blades while you attempt a reload. I had so much fun using these combat mechanics once I understood them. Jacob also carries a reliable melee weapon and a variety of guns, which are technically 2 guns with additional attachments that you are able to level up to deal with the biophage infected enemies. I was disappointed that we never got to see any droid guards get ambushed by infected enemies, or vice versa, droid guards attack infected. Wish that was in the game, at least once. You face a mini-boss, I believe 4 different times within the game. After a handful of attempts, I had little to no trouble each time with this mini-boss moving forward. The final boss is average at best, and although I found myself panicked, I did laps around the beast and I found the battle ultimately lifeless. The Callisto Protocol has DLC planned, and my assumption is that we will be getting a 4-hour experience continuing where the game left off, or possibly a brief beginning to the next chapter of Callisto Protocol. If anyone watches this review when the future DLC comes out, please comment below if I was anywhere close to my DLC assumptions. Now, Glen Schofield did post on Twitter about the future DLC and extra death animations. Here's what Glen Schofield said. To be clear, we are not holding anything back from the main game for the Season Pass. We haven't even started work on this content yet. It's all new stuff that we'll be working on in the new year. Fans have asked for even more deaths, so we're making it a priority next year. That was posted November 23rd, 2022. Striking Distance Studios have created a unique experience that I will revisit once a year or when I crave a space horror game weekend. If any of you are on the fence when it comes to making a purchase, I recommend you wait for a sale, but for those looking for a visually impressive, straight to the point story and gameplay that may take some adjusting to, yet enjoyable, then I highly recommend buying this. Once again, I want to say thank you to all of you for the positivity towards this community. I appreciate you helping build this channel, and please consider subscribing if you haven't, and drop a thumbs up down below. Until next time.